Welcome to the Impact Table. This is a place where conversations about faith and leadership and purpose happen like they often do in real life, around a table.
Because if you think about it, some of the most meaningful conversations we've ever had, celebrations, hard truths, life decisions, happen around a table. So wherever you're listening from today, consider this your seat at our table, the Impact Table.
I'm Jason Prater. I am a certified leadership speaker, trainer, and coach. Been blessed with an extensive background of leading people in different walks of life. 20 years full-time ministry that was in executive leadership and pastoral work. And also now going on 10 years in the sales industry, where I've been able to excel as a leader in that realm as well. I truly believe that performance follows people. And you will hear that as you tune into our podcast, because I believe if you invest in those people that are around you, performance follows. I'm also married to this beautiful lady that's on the podcast with me today. 20 years.
20 years.
20 years we've been married with two beautiful children.
Yes, and I'm Nicole. I am a personal trainer by day, but my journey is a little more layered. I have years of corporate leadership experience as well as full-time pastoral leadership experience. So whether you find yourself at a place to have conversations about mindset, about passion, about purpose, my goal and my desire is to help people thrive in every area of life, not just in the gym.
So we're going to talk about what this podcast looks like moving forward. This is something new that we're launching into, and we've been excited about it. We've put a lot of thought into it, a lot of prayer into it. And so we're excited to bring the Impact Table to you on a regular basis. So, Nicole, why don't you share a little bit of the story of why the Impact Table?
Yeah, so we've both seen how powerful honest conversations can be. Conversations, whether they challenge you, whether they encourage you, sometimes completely change the trajectory of your life.
That's true.
Powerful conversations always happen around a table. So when we were talking about names, this one just resonated with me. Because if you think about whether you're having a family gathering or a party, at some point people gather around the table. Whether it's to laugh, whether it's to cry, to reminisce, to share stories, or make life decisions. The table is where impact happens.
So true. And that's our heartbeat behind this. A lot of thought, a lot of prayer went into this. We just began to look at how do we influence people? How do we connect with people? I've interviewed people for positions, and most of the time they're around a table. I've had to have hard conversations, but also great conversations with people. And you try to gather around a table. We try to gather as much as we can around a table with our own children, right? Yeah. And have talks. And for Nicole and I, when we want to think through something, we typically find ourselves at a table having conversation. And so that's our heartbeat behind all of this. Our mission is really simple. Our mission is to use our experiences, which God has blessed us to have quite a few of those, our experiences of faith, our experience and lessons that we've learned in leadership to help people live a purposeful life. These are going to be conversations that we desire, that will be conversations that will move you to lead in your life.
Yeah, and we want this podcast to be for anyone, right? So I think it's time we sort of dive into our first real conversation. We're going to keep this very brief, but what kind of popped into my head as we talk about, leadership and this podcast, who this podcast is for. For me, if you would have asked me several years ago and I heard someone say, "Oh, we're doing a leadership podcast," I probably would have tuned it out immediately because I didn't value myself as a leader, right? As a stay-at-home mom with two toddlers, I just felt like that wouldn't resonate with me. But as the old saying goes, if I knew then what I know now. So I'm going to kind of lead this to you, Jay, as a certified leadership speaker, trainer, and coach. What are some of the misconceptions around leadership?
So that's a layered question.
Mm-hmm.
that is something that we're not going to completely unpack
Mm-hmm.
today. But I will say this: leadership is not about power. It's not about titles. It has nothing to do with your position. It has everything to do with your ability to influence. Let me say that again. Leadership is not about power, titles, or positions. It's about influence. John Maxwell says that if you want to be a leader at the top, you have to learn to lead from the bottom to the top. So, meaning this, regardless of your position, regardless of your title, you have influence every day of your life. And oftentimes we miss that. We're waiting on the promotion before we really want to lead. But if you want to be an effective leader of others, you first have to be able to lead yourself.
Right.
You have to be able to lead yourself. And Nicole, you being in the fitness industry like you are, you understand this. You know, we talk sometimes, you'll be at the gym training people at 4:30 in the morning. And oftentimes, you know, I've been like, who in the world? Why at 4:30 in the morning?
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot of people that want to be there at
But
4:30 in the morning.
it's self-motivation, right?
Correct. Correct. They've realized that that's the only time they can get to the gym with the schedule that they have. So they make it a point to make the decision that I'm going to get up every day at 4:00, 4:15, whatever time it is that they need to get up, get ready, and get to the gym. But they've made that decision, right? And so they're putting in the work, and they're leading themselves. They're controlling what they can control in their environment.
Yeah, and that's how they are currently seeing results. And we're just using that as one example. Um, Before you can lead others, you have to be able to lead yourself. And that is so important and so crucial. So if you're one that's sitting around and you're saying, one day I'll get that promotion, one day I'll find the right person to marry. You know, we could talk about that when we talk about leadership and leading ourselves. And you know, Nicole and I have been married for 20 years. 20 years. January 28th,
Yes.
2026 was 20 years of marriage. And I was 27 years old when I said I do to this beautiful lady. And I always said this, I really truly believe that I first needed to become the man that God needed me to be before I could ever be the man that the woman I would marry needed me to be. Right? So what is that? I had to lead myself before I was ever qualified to lead my helpmate that God would eventually position me with.
Right.
You know, I remember when we had our first child, Alexis, and the overwhelming pressure that came on me as the nurse walked me over after you had just delivered her, and the nurse walked me over, and I'm just standing there looking at this precious life that they're saying, this is your child. And I'm like, what do I do? And then the nurse is like, you can touch her. Right.
Do you want to hold her? You're like, yes, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Do I? Yes. Am I nervous? Yes, I am. And I remember that overwhelming pressure that was like, wow, now I'm a dad, I'm a father. Now what do I do? And any of you parents out there, you understand that pressure where you constantly, now that little girl, she's a teenager, she's in high school, and I still say, what do I do? What am I doing with this? Right?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. You know, and as you talk about, you know, leading yourself being so important to be able to, you know, kind of find you and who you are and your purpose and what God's called you to do, you know, but beyond that, we sort of get to a comfort level position, right? Where
Right.
we feel comfortable where we're at. So taking that to the next level, what does it mean to live and lead with passion? Where does passion fall into this?
Well, you know, I said when I kind of introduced myself that I believe that performance follows people. And I know you're asking about passion. I'm not
Yeah.
diverting off of that, but passion is something that we have to get up and find every single day. You know, as a speaker, as a trainer, I enjoy being in front of crowds. I enjoy whether it's a boardroom or a stage. And in those moments, it's really a lot of motivation, right? It can come across a lot of times as nuts and bolts with some rah rah behind it to create that passion. But then real life hits, and if you think back to when you got the job promotion, whatever it was, you were excited, you were passionate, you were ready to run, and then reality hits of the overwhelming responsibility of that role, whatever it might
Yeah.
be. Passion is something that you have to get up every single day and tap into. And let's just face it, every morning when that alarm clock goes off, you probably don't.
No,
throw
3:30 in the morning. I'm not always happy.
You're
I'm
not always
happy.
passionate about, but just taking that point, when you get there,
Right.
and you have 50 women at 4:30 in the morning that have given of their time.
Right.
It was passion that got them there.
Correct.
It was purpose that got them there. It was getting up and saying, I'm going. And then you see the light come on in their eyes. And then you see the progress that comes along with it. That fuels your passion the next time your alarm goes off at 3:15, 3:30
Absolutely.
in the morning, after you've been up to 10 or 11 o'clock at night being a mom. And you say, there's people that depend on me. That's passion.
Correct.
That's living with passion. If you live with passion, you will be able to lead with passion. Let me say that again. If you're taking notes or whatever, if you live with passion, then you will lead with passion.
That's good.
You know, but in our relationship, a lot of times we'll be places, and out of the blue, people say they recognize our passion in our relationship.
Correct.
They say, you guys are inspiring. Wow, I hope I can have a relationship like that one day.
Yeah, we do hear that a lot.
We do hear that a lot. It could have been an hour before that if they would have saw us. Maybe,
we're human, right? We're human. We're married.
Maybe that's not what we were portraying, but it's our passion for our family. It's our passion for our marriage. It's our passion for the relationship that we have. That it doesn't mean there's not arguments and there's not disagreements, and there's not days that I look at you and say, do you like me today? You know, I know you love me, but do you like me? But it's the passion. It's choosing. Right. It's choosing to tap into that passion from 20 years ago when we said, I do at an altar, and we said, in so many words, we used different terminology, but till death do us part. I'm going to give you my life. And from this day forward, we are in it to win it. We are in it together.
Yeah.
So passion is about daily finding the passion for whatever area of your life. And when you're missing it, you don't throw in the towel. You find a way to look back, reflect, and
reignite that passion. Yeah,
that's a good word, ignite.
And passion drives people differently, right? I mean, for
Correct.
you said you love being in front of people. Put me in a boardroom. Put me on a stage in front of 10,000 people. I don't love that. But I can do it. You know, and I've recently taken over public speaking for a nonprofit here in Southwest Florida, and you would think after 12 years of being on a stage every week speaking to people that I would just be okay with it. But I still have my heart pounding out of my chest and I get so nervous. But it's the passion behind the ministry with which we serve, right, that allows me to step out of my comfort zone.
Correct.
Allow me to do what God's called me to do, even though I may not always like it, but it's that passion. Passion drives people differently. Some people's passion puts them in a place where, they get to do what they love and be passionate about it.
Right.
For me, passion drives me a little bit differently. It puts me in a position to be uncomfortable sometimes.
Well, I think anytime we're moving in passion, we take that risk of being in uncomfortable situations, because fulfillment of purpose in our life is not always a beautiful paved road without
Right.
any bumps or potholes. There are surprises along the way.
Yeah.
There's caution lights and red lights that pop up. There's potholes that pop up. There's detours that pop up. But it's living with passion that allows us to lead in a direction to fulfill the purpose that God has given us in our life. Whether that's in a boardroom, if you're a business leader,
Mm-hmm.
you have to find that passion every day for the team that you get to lead. If you're a pastor, you have to find that passion every day, not only for your passion relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ, but also passionately lead those people that God has called you and equipped you to serve.
Right.
For those Saturday night, midnight phone calls when you have to you're getting ready to preach 3 sermons on Sunday morning, right? It's the passion that fuels you in that direction. And our children, it's the passion for them to identify with the plan of God for their life, and for us to help mold them and shape them to fulfill that plan. That's passion that fuels in us. Passion is not always exuberant joy.
Right.
Right. You can be passionate, and it's not all doesn't always. I was going to say you can be passionate without always being happy, but these are different emotions that we go through.
Yeah. And we're human, right? So
Right.
depending on what comes your way, sometimes you have to cultivate that passion. You've got to go back in there and find it again. And like I said, reignite it. Sometimes you're just going to wake up ready to go, ready to tackle the day and let's
Right.
do it. And then other days, you've had a long night or the kids are sick or whatever the situation may be. And now all of a sudden you're like, I'm not very passionate about this today, but you've got to muster it up somehow. You've got to muster it up somehow so that you can live with passion and lead with passion.
Right. That's good. That's good. That's good. So hopefully that, I don't know, that was a little tidbit there that
Little sneak
throw
peek.
in and,
Little sneak peek of what?
answer a couple questions there. But this endeavor for us moving forward, it's again just to take our experiences in life through faith, leadership, purpose, to help others lead a purposeful life in everything that you do.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing something that is not purposeful, then eventually it just fades away, and you don't feel this this sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
Right. And so we hope that you would join with us. And if this conversation encouraged you today, or if it challenged you, or maybe caused you to think a little differently about leadership, about purpose, maybe you're looking to increase your faith walk, then we would love to share more of this with you. And we would love for you
to share it. Share it to
share
someone you know. Send it to someone you know. And
absolutely. Yeah. Because if it encouraged you, if it challenged you, if it inspired you, there's a good chance that somebody it will do the same thing for.
Yeah.
And so share it. Invite them to the table with you. Invite them to the table with us. We always have a reserved seat here at the Impact Table for you.
Absolutely. We are just so excited about this journey. I think, for us, it's a leap of faith.
Right.
For us to do this. We've been talking about it for a while, but I mean, really our one desire is just to help people. We want to help people. We want to encourage people. We want to motivate people, inspire people. And this is the platform we feel like we can do that with. So we are looking forward to many more episodes to come. We hope you guys will stay tuned and join us at the seat right here at the Impact Table.
Yes. Follow, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much. May God bless you. And we'll see you next time at the Impact Table.